Okay, so we are going to use our primary colors in order to mix paint to make secondary colors. So we have some of each color right here. Miss Motto's gonna come around and give you some of each color, and it's gonna be your job to mix them. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of blue, a very little bit of blue, because a little bit of blue goes a long way. You only need a tiny little bit of blue. I'm also going to give you a little bit of red, maybe a little bit more red than I gave you blue. We'll put some of that here. And I'm going to give you quite a bit of yellow, because yellow is so light and we need a lot more of the light color than we need of the darker colors. Okay, so you are going to have your paintbrush and a cup of water. Okay, here's your paintbrush and a cup of water. The first thing you need to do is you're going to start with your colors. I'm going to put my water closer here. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix our colors. Now, we're going to start with our lighter color. So first thing we need to do is mix a bunch of yellow with a little bit of another color in order to mix. So we're going to get our yellow and we're going to put some yellow over here. So we're going to split up our yellow. That's going to help us a lot. So we're going to split up our yellow because we're going to need to make green and orange from it. Okay, so you'll have some yellow on one side, some yellow on the other, and you need quite a bit of yellow. Okay, once you're done with your yellow, we're going to mix our first color. So you need to dip in the water and you need to swish really, really good. And then take a peek and see if you got most of the paint off. You can still see that there's paint there. So swish it even a little bit more. Keep swishing. You can see that there's yellow running down the side of the cup. It's starting to run a little bit more clear. You can even check on your paper towel. Oh, it looks pretty clear to me. Now I'm going to dip my brush in the red. I just need a tiny little bit just to get like the tip of my brush to have some red. Okay, and I'm going to make my orange. So I'm going to dip it in there and I'm going to swish it around, and we should make a pretty good orange pretty quickly. You can see it's really orangey. Okay, then we're going to use this to paint. Now, I accidentally made a mistake when I was painting, and I painted red here, so I moved my red over. So I'm just going to cover this up with my orange. See how it goes right over it? I'm going to dip here, get a little bit more, and I'm going to cover it up. Easy peasy, no big deal. Get a little bit more paint. Paint it around the edges. And I added my orange. No big deal. Covered up my mistake. It's all good. And there's my beautiful orange section. Now I'm done with the orange. Now I'm ready to mix my paint for my green. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to get all the paint off. I can still see there's some orange coming on the sides. I want to keep rubbing until I get as much of that paint off as I can. And I look and okay, that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to dip my paintbrush in the blue. Same thing I did with the red. Get a decent amount, but not too much, on the tip of the brush. See how I did that? Now I'm going to put it in this part of the yellow and mix, mix, mix. Look at that. It made green. Okay. So I got my green. It looks beautiful. I'm going to swish it around really good. This should be more than enough paint. You should be able to spread this paint all over. So here's my blue. And here's my yellow. So in between my blue and my yellow, because I mixed blue and yellow, I'm going to paint my green on. I'm going to take my time, go around the edges. Get the paint in there. If I need a little bit more, I'll dip back in there. It's the bell, sorry. Pretend like you didn't hear that. All right, and then dip my paintbrush. Try and get all the paint off. I still see some color. Keep going. Dip, dip, dip. Okay, it looks pretty good. Almost clear. Now, here is my last color. I want to do blue and red. This time, red is my lighter color. Blue is the darker color. So I'm going to go again in the blue. Get blue on there. Okay. Last little bit of blue. And I'm going to mix it in my red. I might even need more blue. So I can use this side or I could use this side because I'm all done with the blue. So look at that. That made a pretty good purple. Okay. Got my purple. I'm going to paint it on. Let me scoot this down so you can see. Paint my purple around the edges. Smato's going fast, but I know how to paint and I've been painting for a long time. You should go slow and take your time and paint those beautiful colors on. And your color wheel is all done.